evening, folks, and you come for a blether. So, been cleaning up the record number 3, some gouge marks in it here and there, but other than that, it's cleaned up really well. I scraped the tote, give it a wee sand up to 400, and some beautiful dark grain in there. You see these lines, some black veins in the rosewood, really bonny bit of wood. Brass is gleaming on the adjustment there as well. That was cleaned up. Now the screws and stuff on this were a bit chewed, so I've kind of dressed them off. There's the chip breaker and the blade with good visible stamps up top. Record, made in England, best crucible cast tungsten steel. And there's the correct angle for grinding the blade, 25 degrees. So that's just been rubbed all the same way with a bit of fine sandpaper, and it's looking really quite tidy. Just try to do this to show you is that stuff you have lying about, you can clean up these tools. You don't need anything too fancy. That screw was kind of minging as well, and a bit chewed. I've dressed that up a wee bit. Everything's looking a whole lot better. The castings on these planes are always good heavy castings. Sometimes on Stanleys you can have a thin side and a thick side, but I have noticed with these records that they're a bit more chunkiness about them. The lever cap I gave a little rub of steel wool and a little polish with a tiny bit of hot soil on my finger, just rubbed it off, and it's come up really nicely. And this is the front knob. I've just gave these a coat of oil, let that dry, sanded it back a wee bit, and then some beeswax. And there's a really nice dark bit of grain there. Try and get that at the front. And it's turned out into a nice old plane, this. Straightened up this screw. Cleaned up that brass again as well. There's that dark vein at the front on that knob. And she's looking nice and shiny, ready to go in a toolbox. I'm just going to have a wee look on Stanley planes. This little chamfer here where the handle comes on, the tote comes on at the back. I like that a lot. On the Stanley plane it's flat to the end, but on these records they have that little chamfer, and I do quite like that. Sort of lets you skip that heel. And we'll give this a wee adjustment. I just gave this a quick sharpen as needing ground. And we'll see if it can plane a piece of this old larch here. which it does very well, making the wood ribbons fly. So quite enjoyed doing that. Sort of not having loads of new finds makes you go through the old finds and gets you working through your old things that you found instead of just constantly hoarding, because that often happens in here as the part collector, part hoarder, and that is the way of the tool collector, tool restorer. But we shall find more stuff and we'll be back soon for more blethers from the shed.